Hi, good evening. Welcome to my live video. Today I'm going to give value to you guys, all right? So stay tuned until the end of my live video, okay? And let me introduce about myself first. I'm Shan, all right? I'm a team leader in IQI and I have 4 years experience in real estate industry, okay? So today I'm going to talk about our topic is about Covid-19. Everybody knows that everyone is locked down and MCO and can't really go out. You have to stay at home, okay, except for the frontliners. And so this is our hot topic, yeah. So Covid-19, how to overcome this recession? What are the opportunities in property market? So for me, I'm looking at COVID-19 as an opportunity, all right? So it's an opportunity that whenever there's a crisis or recession is going on, there will be another opportunity also coming in, right? So let me go through for the first topic, see who have joined so far. Hi Ron, Mickey, Diana, Pawa, welcome, Kumar, CY, Grace. Okay, so far I just talk about our topic today, how to overcome this recession and what are the opportunities in property market. All right, so this is what I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to brief you how we're going to go back to 10 to 20 years back, and we're going to come to future, and also we're going to come to our next current situation what we are facing. All right, so actually if you see, we are going to hit a very big recession, and everybody have to get ready for that, and some of us are going through recession as well. So and some of the business is already stopped, and nowadays if you see, people say cash is king, right? Cash is king. So so let's go a little bit on the 10 to 20 years back, right? So if you look at 2008 and 2009, which is 10 years back, there was another economic crisis happened. During this time, actually there was H1N1, all right, H1N1. So how many of you know H1N1? So that time we really hit H1N1, and there's no COVID-19, there's no coronavirus at that point of time. That was H1N1. A lot of people was affected with H1N1, and our economy was going down and property market was going down. So today I'm going to talk mainly about property. So what property market have done before in 10 years, 20 years back. So if you see in 1997, 1998, we also had an economic crisis that time. I think, if not mistaken, that time it was Tun Mahathir Mohamad. So this period also we have H5 bird flu, and also Nipah flu, or this kind of things was going on that period of time. So we have economic crisis 1997, 1998, and in 2008 and 2009, all right? So if you see the pattern, we call this as a property cycle, okay? We call it as a property cycle. Whenever there's a down, there's always an up, right? There won't be always a down, right? So if you see, in 2003 and 2004, we call this as a recovery mode, okay? So after 1997, this is a recovery, and here is the peak. It's the peak of property market. In 2003, 2004, people were queuing in to buy property, all right? And if you see, the property market again, it dropped because of recession, because of financial crisis, because of H1N1, and all these things. So 2008, 2009, that was a big hit, and people don't want to go into property market. People don't want to invest. People want to save, and a lot of people lost jobs and these kind of things. So in 2008 and 2009, what government have done to boost up the economy? All right, to boost up the economy. So what they have done? Okay, very simple. In 2008 and 2009, they have introduced we call it as, let me write it down. We call it as OPR. Okay, OPR. Okay, OPR is overnight policy rate. Okay, in 2009, what government have implemented, Bank Negara have implemented, is they have reduced 2% of OPR here, all right? And they also have reduced SRRs, okay? SRR is statutory reserve requirement, okay? They have reduced that 1% in 2008 and 2009, all right? And the stimulus package for that period of time is 60 billion ringgit, okay? 60 billion ringgit. And another thing that don't have in 2008 and 2009 is there's no moratorium. There's no moratorium, okay? But after government have implemented this, okay? After government implemented this, they implemented this to boost the economy, all right? To boost the economy, to bring it up again the property market, to bring up again the economy, all right? So if you see in 2014, 2015, people who have gone into property market in 2008, 2009, when everybody said, don't go in, don't buy. But people who say, like Warren Buffett say, when people are greedy, don't go in. When people are not greedy, that's why you need to go in, right? So people who have just simply bought at that point of time in 2008 and 2009, they have made a lot of money in 2014, 2015. So whoever agreed and whoever bought before, just comment one. Comment one, those who bought in 2008, 2009, and you have made money in 2014, 2015, your property have increased, comment one, right? Okay, and now, let's talk about now, right? We have to talk about current situation, what is going on and everything. Actually, if you see, in 2018, 2019, we already the property market is going down, and people are afraid to go into property market, and they don't want to invest in property. And what happened to the supply of condos in KL and Malaysia? People say, oversupply, a lot of overhang properties. Developers cannot sell. Subsale market. Subsale means it's second-hand market. It's very hard. Rental market is going down, all these things, negativity, negative comments, negative things is coming out in 2008, 2019. But if you see in 2019, end of 2019, actually the property was going a little bit recovery stage. If you say, it's going on a little bit on recovery stage because government have implemented HOC. HOC meaning is House Ownership Campaign. So in 2019, which is last year, when government have implemented HOC, a lot of first-time home buyers, they started to go into property. They just go and buy, and they have, they find it that, okay, because of HOC, they can buy with a lower entry. But when COVID-19 comes in this year, we are again hit, and property is going going down, on the market. So because of COVID-19 and coronavirus and the lockdown, and because of this MCO, so we are expecting 2020 also the property to be on the bottom line. But like I said just now, every recession there's opportunities. Every recession there's opportunities. So people who are looking at opportunity, people who believe that, people who have like knowledge on property, this is the time they will be going in and investing in property, because they know the property will boom. The property will boom somehow after 4 to 5 years time. So my prediction for when is the property is going to boom, when is the property bull run, we call it as a property bull run, when is the next property bull run, we are looking at 4 to 5 years down the road, okay? If you're looking at 2025 or 2024, 2025, there will be another property bull run is coming in, all right? So this is our prediction. This is what a lot of property guru outside there have predicted. So those who are looking at opportunity from recession, why the property will be recover? Why the 2024 or 2025 there will be a peak property boom? All right. Let me explain to you why it will be happen. All right. So let me take out this. Okay. All right. Let's see now. Current 2020, what is happening? Okay, very simple. 2020. If you see, Bank Negara have implemented OPR, which is overnight policy rate. which is 25 basis point for 2.5%. Okay, meaning when they implemented OPR, okay, when Bank Negara implemented this, when government implemented this, the interest rate is already reducing. If I'm not mistaken, I think Raymond is here. Raymond, I'm sure when your time, when you bought property, I'm sure you're paying like around 8% interest, if not mistaken. Yeah, 8% interest. So when I bought property like 6 years back, I was paying around 4.7 or 4.8%, if not mistaken. I'm not so sure. I can't really remember. And when I started selling property, my client is getting around 4.5, 4.5%. So now, this market for now, because OPR is already decreased and they already reduced the interest rate, is going for around 3.5%, 3.8%. So we are predicting that the interest rate might be going down some more, maybe 3.2%, all right? Why? To boost the economy. It's always come to the recovery stage. Okay, so the next one, SRR, Statutory Reserve requirements, they have reduced from 3% to 2%, which is they have reduced 1%. This is what they have done in 2009 as well. They have reduced the SRR to 1%, meaning the Bank Negara now open up the tap to lend more money to people. So why? People now, they want to encourage people to take more loan so that they can pay lesser interest and they have more cash and they can have more backup. So that's why they said, that's why they bring down the interest rate and they have, make it reduced 1% so that more cash is already in Bank Negara. So meaning if now you want to take loan or you want to do refinance, it's more easier because bank is willing to give more cash because there's more cash pumping. All right. So this is to boost the economy. So that's why they have done this. All right. So the next one they have done is actually 250 billion of stimulus package. So our new Prime Minister have just announced 1 week back that they have introduced this as a 250 billion stimulus package. So in 2009, if you see, they have introduced 60 billion stimulus package. And in 2020, which is current, they have introduced 250 billion stimulus package. And the next thing, which is really, really good that Bank Negara have done, all right, is moratorium. Okay, this is a very good move by Bank Negara Malaysia and government. I think we are the first country have done this so far, if not mistaken. It's a very good move where you no need to pay for the next 6 months, the installment, deferred payment. But you need to take in consideration that for these 6 months, you can no need to pay any installment, but the interest is still running, yeah. Some banks are giving free compound interest, but you must always go back to the bank, okay, your own bank, and check out with your banker how this works, all right? So if you want to, this is what happening in 2020, OPR reduced, SRR reduced 1%, 250 billion, and 6 months deferred payment, all right? So when government have implemented this, so in 2009, when the government implemented this, the economy has boosted and property market becomes stable in 2014, 2015. So when government have implemented this, from 2020, the market will be boom again. Okay, very simple. Let me go to our simple economy, simple economy, the diagram, which is, we call it as demand, supply, and price and quantity. So I'm sure most of you here will know about this. It's a simple, normal economy thingy where when there's more demand, less supply, the price will go up, right? When there's less demand, more supply, the price will go down. So if you see, what is the demand right now? When the demand for face masks have increased And the supply, if you see now, a lot of people are supplying, a lot of stocks are coming in. But if you see 2 weeks or 3 weeks back, there's no supply and demand was so high, the price for 1 mask is going for almost 2 ringgit, 2 ringgit 50 cents, some even buying for 5 ringgit, right? So when the demand gets higher, the supply gets lower, the price is going up, right? But when the demand gets lower, right, and the supply goes up, the price will go down. So now, like I said just now, a lot of people are telling in property market, you know, the supply is a lot. People, you know, the developers are launching a lot of property. The supply is a lot and everything. So the price actually is coming down because the price is actually in the lower bottom line. Because if you see, the demand is not much, all right? The supply is a lot, so the price is down, right? So when the demand goes up, right, and the supply goes down, that's why the price will go up. So if you see in this layman term, now the property market is here and the demand is very low, the supply is a lot, all right? To build a property, let's talk about new projects. Nowadays, you know, why the supply is getting more? Because developers are going to launch more property, so the supply is getting higher. But if you see, to build a property, how long will it take to build a normal condo, a township? Let's not talk about township, let's talk about one building or one condo, right? One service apartment. How long will it take? It will take 1 month, 2 months, or 3 years or 4 years. So if you look at condo, it will take at least 3 to 4 years. They have to plan, you know, they have nowadays, it's not easy to go in and build a condo. They have to, you know, get a permission from government, you know, all these things. So for a planning and to finish, build a condo will take at least 4 to 5 years. All right. So if you look now, because the demand is getting lower, okay, a lot of developers, right, is very afraid to launch new projects because they know the demand is low, all right? So they already stopped, not 100% stop. Some developers are still launching, but it's getting very low and low. So a lot of developers don't want to launch, right? So when a lot of developers don't want to launch new projects, right, what will happen to the supply? Okay, when years goes by, when you go for the next 2 to 3 years time, the supply will get lower. Because if you see, every year we have at least 200,000 students, new fresh graduate is coming in, you know, in Malaysia, all right? So graduates, what they'll do, they will, after graduate, they want to go to work. When they want to go to work, where they will go? Normally they go to KL to work because the working opportunities in KL is more. So what they will do, they go to KL to work. So first thing, they have to rent it out or they have to buy. So when they want to rent it out, the demand gets higher, rental market will get higher. That's where the property market also will get higher. So this comes down to always on demand supply, right? So what are the things that government is going to implement more to make the economy to boost some more, all right? So they might be, okay, we were looking at the next thing which is government is going to bring in. So most probably there will be more DIBS. DIBS means is developer interest bearing scheme. They might be introducing that. They already demolished that. They might be introducing back again. Now government is, you know, asked to launch very less rumah VIP. So it's a good thing that more developers projects can be sold off. Then foreigner threshold is already brought down. So now they might be bringing it, the foreigner threshold is actually for overhang properties, but they might bring it to make it more linear so that more foreigners can come and invest in our Malaysia to boost the economy, to boost the property market. So this is what the government might be bringing in, all right? So, so far, the thing that they already brought in is the OPR, the interest rate, SRR, and moratorium for 6 months. So what you need to do, so a lot of people might be going in, people who are looking into opportunity, people are looking into investment, okay? When they're going into this COVID-19 economic crisis, first, of course, you need to save cash, all right? You need to save more cash because cash is king, okay? A lot of people might be refinancing to cash out. So if you got property, which is already 10 years or 5 years, and if you bought a right property before and you have made a lot of money right now, like the market value is more, then you can sell it off. You can refinance and take the cash out, all right, because the interest rate is getting lower, okay. And also a lot of people will be going into stock market. They will be buying stocks. So stocks are getting lower. If you see, if not mistaken, Asia is going very, very low. But stock market is a different game plan. If you want to buy stocks, it's a bit risky and it's not stable. It might be going up, it might be going down, and you never know when it go down and when it's coming up. So people who really know how to play stocks, then this is the best time to go into stocks this year, all right? Like me, I don't have knowledge in stocks, I don't know how to play stocks. So the safest and most stable things to play is property, because developers are desperate. Developers want to give more discounts, more rebates, fully furnished, guaranteed rental return. You can't really hear this in 2014, 2015. But now you hear this a lot because developers are desperate. They want to clear the stock. And you might not be hearing that in another next 5 years when the property is stable. Developers are not going to give you a lot of rebates. So this is the time. This is the time where developers are so desperate. So for me, I feel like property is stable, so I can go into property. But when you have cash, okay, you can buy stocks. Go into property with minimum cash. So meaning you buy with minimum, you go in low entry to buy more properties. So go for 4 or 5 properties, because people who bought in 2008, 2009 have made a lot of money here. All right. So go in low entry, buy the right property, if nowadays, if not mistaken, you can get even below market value. So this is what you can do, if you are looking into opportunities, right? So people who feel like, I have to be safe and I want to be, I want to go for more cash and everything. Yes, you can do refinance and everything. The whole thing. All right. So let me wrap up with summary. Okay. So what I talked about just now is what are the opportunities, what happened in 2008, 2009, and the property was in lower, and 2014, 2015, the property was boom because of government implementation of lower interest and all these things. The economy have boosted up. Now the property market in 2020 is already in lower, and government is implemented OPR, SRR, 6 months moratorium to boost the economy. So we are looking at the property going to be boom. The property bull run is going to be boom in the next 4 to 5 years time. All right. And I've got to talk about demand and supply. Now supply is getting higher, so the demand is getting lower, so the price is getting lower. When the demand gets higher, okay, the supply gets lower, that's where the price goes up. All right, so hope you guys had fun. So I think my time is already up. Thank you very much for supporting me. Hope to see you guys for the next live video. All right, so thank you. Have fun. Bye-bye, guys. Okay, let me see.